Hello, everyone. It is 10 o'clock at night. So I guess I'm going to see who all of my night owls are. If you are watching this later and it's not live, I go ahead and say hashtag replay just so I can see who all is watching and listening. But a little bit of update on what's going on with my granddad. He's been in the hospital. He had a fall. He's 97, y'all. He's still here. Um, but the man, gosh, he's been through a lot in his life. And I was sitting back thinking today about all the things he's been through in his life. Oh, hey Jen, hey John, gosh, hi everyone. A lot of people are up tonight, so that's pretty cool. But he was born in 1921. Can you imagine what all he has seen in his life since 1921? He lived through the Great Depression and was old enough to remember it. Years ago, I had actually done a school project wanting to kind of interview him. I was in probably middle school or lower school, and I asked him about the Great Depression. And I was recording it, and I wish I could find that tape of where I was recording him. And he never said, the stuff you really wanted to hear. Just the down and dirty bad stuff, I guess, when you're interviewing someone about the Great Depression and what happened back then. He would always stick to the positives. At the time I was kind of frustrated because in my young brain I wanted to hear about all the crazy stuff that happened. But looking back now, I remember he talked about what they did have. He talked about, even though they didn't have a lot of money back then, I'm seeing all love, thank you. It's just, he talked about, even though there wasn't a lot of money, the things they were able to do, the things they were able to buy, how they were able to survive. And he would never talk about the bad parts on the record, which, now that I kind of think back, that's pretty powerful. And so I was sitting with my journal earlier today, thinking about all the different things I've seen in his life. He's 97. So I made a little list of some of my notes to kind of keep organized. I learned from him that formal education is not everything. Now, this is coming from me with a master's degree. My granddad only had a 5th grade education, and I think it was 5th grade. I don't think it was 3rd grade. I think it was 5th grade education. And that's all he had. And the man went on to support his entire family, support his extended family. They always had a full house of nieces and nephews and other people who would live with them, kind of helping the rest of the family out as they would hit different difficult times in life. But formal education wasn't everything. He could have used that as an excuse, and he didn't. He just kept going. He was a business owner. He had an auto body shop that he essentially, we sold it in the last year or two. Last year, I think it was. It's been a blur. And he was still working. Here in his 90s as a business owner and going to work all the time. In his 80s, he would get on top of the roof, y'all. He'd get up there and he'd fix the air conditioning or whatever it was up there that he wanted to fix. And you couldn't tell him no. He renewed his driver's license a couple of years ago. He still has an active driver's license. 97 years old, of course. He's in the hospital right now, and he may probably not ever drive again. But he still has an active driver's license. That says a lot about just his will and how he worked so hard to just make it in this life. I also wrote down that hard work keeps you young and to never stop moving, because that's absolutely how he did, or how he does, or how he lives. 97, that was never an excuse. It was just you keep on going. Hi, Jean. Hi, everyone that just hopped on. So hard work keeps you young, never stop moving. And I said, Don't use your past or circumstances as an excuse. Again, he could have come on through his whole life and said, hey, I came from nothing. I came from a huge family. I had 9 siblings. There wasn't an opportunity for me. But that wasn't his outlook. He succeeded. He was the 3rd youngest in his family, and that was never an excuse. Fun fact, his brother Rody passed away pretty recently too, but they looked like twins. I mean, he was, I think, 98 when he passed. But they lived pretty long. There's some good genes in there, and so there's definitely some good lessons in life that they've all kind of clung to. Also, I wrote, don't dwell on the bad. Focus on the facts and what you can do, just like I said a second ago with the stories he would tell. You never heard anything negative come out of his mouth. He's still alive. I know I keep kind of saying in the past, it's just I'm thinking back to all the different stories. The current situation with him as he fell last weekend. Prior to that, he was living by himself in his own home that he's had, they've been in that house since mom was a teenager. And he fell, was in the ICU for a few days, which makes people go pretty batty, just because they can't sleep and they're constantly checked on. And he then was kind of moved to a step down, and right now he's in a facility. He's starting to eat a little bit more. We just don't know what the future is going to hold for him right now. This is all up to him. We control our own futures, and our will is what drives us. Whatever we do, that's just how our lives are. I wrote down that age isn't an excuse. The 97 years old, you never heard him say, I'm too old for something. When he went to the hospital, people would say things like, well, at his age, at 97, well, this happens to people of any age. What if someone had said, and this had happened when he was 80? Oh, well, at his age, well, then you would be ignoring the fact of the past 17 years of his life that he's lived. That's incredible. Never use age as an excuse to say you can't do something, whether you're young or old. That wouldn't have gotten him where he is now, right? I never heard him say anything negative. He always sees the best in people. He's always rooted for the underdog, is kind of the way the family has always talked about it. You don't hear him talk badly about people. He sees the positive. And I also wrote down, let others have their joy. He never tried to steal someone's moment. There's a story when I was in 5th grade. We had our 5th grade graduation. The man had a heart attack at my 5th grade graduation. He didn't tell us because he didn't want to ruin my day. So he actually got in the car. He quietly went through. He wasn't feeling well. Of course, I'm too young. I didn't know what was going on or what any of it meant. But he complained he wasn't feeling well. He drove himself to the hospital, got there just in time, and ended up having a quadruple bypass surgery, heart surgery. And this was back in 1993. So, 26 years ago, I guess, give or take. And again, you don't hide behind your age or anything, because there's so much life that you can always cling to and things that can happen in your world if you just give it a chance. You never give up. That's why I know people could say, well, he's 97, it's probably his time. Well, no, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you don't give up. You just keep pushing. He could still have, who knows how long left. And that's how we need to look at our lives. When it's our time, it's our time. I mean, we could make it to 97. We could make it to 50. But we have to live our lives just as much as we can and fill it as much as we can. So I see the comment, Ro. I do not play guitar. Those are my husband's guitars. we've talked about him maybe doing some lives and him playing guitar later. We have a band called Haywire that we've had for 10 years. And I joke that I am the nerd. I do the booking and the website stuff. You don't want to hear me play those guitars. I'm actually upstairs in a room that we've been remodeling in our house. There's been a lot of stuff going on around our house. We've repainted this room. I put some new floors in. This is kind of, I guess, an old attic space. We've been slowly renovating our home. And I've been posting a few pictures out the kitchen window of what's going on in the front of our house. We've added a porch. It's just kind of from the outside looks like a ranch, but we have come back, added a huge porch overhang, gables out the front. When I show you guys the before and after pictures soon, it's going to look really, really different from what a lot of you have seen that have been to our house. But yeah, we're really excited. We put the roof on it Friday, and we still have some siding and different things to do. We're going to add some stonework, but again, that'll probably be in the next few weeks. I'll have the final before and after to show you from the front of our house, so we're excited about that. But yeah, I mean, with Granddad, we don't know what the future holds, but we're praying and we're hoping the best. So, but yeah, I'll let y'all see. This room is, I mean, there's nothing to this room. Can y'all see? It's just where we're redoing, and I've got some artwork I'm about to hang up on the walls, and actually have a guest bedroom so that when we do have maybe some Carver Cove fun this summer, there'll be a place for some of y'all to crash, so we can be responsible Carver Cove participants. But yeah, so I know in the preview thing, I also typed about, the $1,000 giveaway. Gosh, okay. We are down to like the last couple hours on the $1,000 giveaway. To enter, put your email in. I think the technical cutoff might be, I don't think it's Eastern. I think it might be midnight Central. But comment with your email address ASAP to get in the $1,000 drawing. We did this last month. There was a lot of interest. There's been a lot of interest this month, but based on what I'm seeing, the odds are probably going to be a little bit better to win this month. So you definitely want to make sure you enter, or you can enter at my link, getcbdbizinfo.com. It's just your name and email. It's going to send you some other information, but we're going to do our drawing live on Facebook in a couple days. There'll be a Facebook Live, and I'll share the link so that way you guys can see it all happening. But someone's going to win $1,000. And the cool thing is that if it's one of you guys and you enter through me, then I will get a matching $1,000. But this is something that's not company-wide. It's just my team doing it. So I want you guys to get a chance to win. I mean, that's pretty cool, just for throwing your email at something. But with all of that and all the business stuff that's going on, I did want to kind of give a shout out to a few people too. I was looking at our numbers for this month, and our team's killing it. It's insane. Just how everyone's ranking up and all their achievements. Donna, I just looked at her numbers, and Donna Kelly, I mean, you just crossed the 4K mark this month, 4,000. She's going to be a 5K affiliate next month, easily at this point. This is volume that people do per month. It's not cumulative, it resets. She's at 4K. Melody Smith, I just looked at, she got 2,200, so she's a 2K affiliate. And that's volume. So, I mean, that means that their team, yeah, Jen. So basically, when I say Donna's a 4K affiliate, then that means her team's done $8,000 in CBD sales this month. That's what those numbers mean. So you essentially double it. So Mel's a 2K affiliate. That means her team's done $4,000 worth in sales. I mean, the market's just exploding. Everyone's asking questions. Jen's a 5K affiliate. You see her right there, Jen Pittman. Hey, Jen. Chris Pittman, 1,800 in volume. So what is that? Math, late night at $3,600 worth of business. Chris Johnson's a 1K affiliate. Paula Clifton's you've come out of nowhere, girl. You're at 1,300. And Laura with Titus and Haley, I just looked, she's at 2,850 in volume. It's incredible what I'm seeing happening this month. And so that's what I'm saying is, you guys do the getcbdbizinfothing.com and learn what we're doing. So you can get involved in this, because there's so much happening in this business. And I was trying to get this live earlier this week, but of course life happens, and that's why it is now 10:21 at night, and y'all are hearing from me. But there's so much opportunity here. And I was trying to do a live earlier this week, and I wanted to go through the info, because people were asking me, well, how do you buy CBD oil? What is all this stuff, right? It comes in different milligram strengths. Essentially, most of y'all, you're going to be looking at a 500. And from there, you just pick a flavor. That's all you do. What do you want? Do you want natural? Do you want peppermint, or do you want cinnamon? If you think you're going to put it on your skin, get natural. That way you can kind of do double duty. I love peppermint. Peppermint in itself is usually good for helping with if your head's hurting or something. And cinnamon kind of has a big red spice flavor to it, so it's a really good, interesting flavor. And cinnamon does some neat stuff on its own as well. That's all there is to it. You grab a bottle and you pick a flavor. But I love answering any type of questions whenever people want more information. I've got a great testimonial group. It's got 70,000 people in it, where they're just discussing the product. Some people are sharing their testimonials. Others are in there for information and asking questions. There's just a lot of really great resources I have. Just ask me and I'll hook you into it. So I think that's kind of it, unless anyone has any questions. I appreciate all the people that have hopped on tonight and given me some love, and kind of help me celebrate and think about my granddad and everything with him. I do appreciate your prayers, and I've been getting some really, really great messages from everyone. So thank you. Keep praying for him to have some strength, and you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So hug your loved ones. Don't ever take a moment for granted. Stop and live in the now. If you're not keeping a journal, keep a journal, or find some way to think about what's going on in your life right now, and take kind of moments to check in. And thanks, Jen. And just be present, because we get distracted by things. Life happens, but take time to actually stop and think about what you're doing and everything that's going on around you, and celebrate all the positives. Don't dwell on the negatives. Celebrate the positives. I could easily be upset about what's going on, but you know what? I'm excited, because there's hope. He's had a great long life. And Paula just popped on. Paula, I was talking about you just a second ago. You are at, hold on, I had my list here. 1,300 in volume. I don't know where this explosion came from, but you're doing awesome. So congratulations. So anyways, just to kind of recoup, $1,000 last chance to enter. Comment with your email address, or go to getcbdbizinfo.com. I put the link in the description. Do it very quickly if you're almost out of time. Tonight's it. And you're welcome, Paula. And yeah, Victoria, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We need to thrive and do as much as we possibly can today while being present in the moment. That's kind of, what it's all about. My theme for this year has been declutter. Declutter means get rid of mental clutter, get rid of junk. We got junk in our lives. Just to get rid of it, it's not worth it. But yeah, that's it. So either way, thank y'all all for hanging out with me on a late Sunday night. And I'm here. I'll go back through the comments too. So if y'all want to say anything, I'll I'll reply later, but have a wonderful evening. Have a great upcoming week. We're going into April. I don't know how it's already April. I do not do April Fools. That's not me. That's not my style. Not a fan, but I am excited that it means we're getting deeper into spring and warmer weather. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. I will talk to y'all later. Good night.